Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk about something deeply human, something we all wrestle with but don't always recognize for what it is. We've all felt those moments when negative feelings sneak into our minds and make themselves at home. Maybe it's anger, maybe it's doubt, maybe it's a feeling of defeat that keeps you standing still, but those feelings, they're like a payoff, a quick false relief that convinces you to settle, to stop striving, to just let it be. They tempt you to stay put because in the moment it feels safer than confronting the unknown. When it comes to negative emotions, there's a hidden comfort they offer, a deceptive feeling of relief that sneaks in just when you feel like you're unraveling. Imagine the devil himself coming up to you, holding out a check, promising that letting your anger, fear, or sadness take over is somehow the safest option. That payoff of negativity gives you a fleeting sense of security, but it only locks you in place. Many of us get drawn in by this subtle trap, embracing feelings that ultimately keep us from moving forward. Recognizing this payoff is the first step to breaking free, because until you can see it for what it really is, a bribe, a fake safety net, you'll keep cashing it over and over. When life hands you disappointment or hurt, negative feelings often seem like the most natural response. They're easy, requiring no risk, no vulnerability. When we feel down, frustrated, or afraid, allowing those feelings to take over feels like slipping into an old coat. But that comfort is a trap, a short-lived moment of validation that offers no lasting peace. It's a way of numbing, of hiding from the action it takes to change or to face what truly needs to be confronted. The more you surrender to these feelings, the more you reinforce that they are a normal part of your life. You start believing they're simply how things are, when in reality they're preventing you from living in your fullest power. We must understand that negative emotions are temporary guardians of our comfort zones, holding us back from venturing into the unknown. In the moment, giving in to sadness, frustration, or resentment seems easier than facing the real issues. We don't have to risk being vulnerable, trying again, or daring to hope. But that comfort zone, it's built out of limitations and walls that prevent you from stepping into the freedom you truly deserve. Every time we choose those feelings, we're telling ourselves that comfort and negativity is somehow safer than liberation and change, and that trade-off slowly chips away at our growth. If we look closely, we'll see that this payoff brings a false sense of control. We convince ourselves that holding on to anger or regret means we're keeping ourselves safe, that we're in control of our reactions. But that control, it's an illusion. The truth is, these emotions end up controlling us, dictating our thoughts, coloring our view of the world, and shaping how we show up in our lives. We lose sight of who we truly are and become defined by the very things we once thought we could control. Breaking free from this payoff requires the courage to surrender control in exchange for freedom. Recognizing the payoff of negative emotions means being honest with yourself about what they are costing you. Think of the opportunities you've missed, the dreams you've put on hold, the relationships you've allowed to sour because of this emotional bribe. Each time you choose to wallow in regret, bitterness, or fear, you're making a trade-off, a piece of your potential, a sliver of your joy, a part of your peace. Imagine the life you could be living if you stopped taking these payouts and instead invested in possibilities, in growth, in peace. It's not just about overcoming an emotion, it's about reclaiming all that you've lost by indulging in them. And yet, choosing to see the payoff as a trap can be a painful process. It requires you to acknowledge the times you've been holding yourself back. It asks you to admit that maybe, just maybe, the negativity you've clung to wasn't serving you as much as it was restraining you. It's not easy to face this reality, but in that realization there is freedom to choose differently. When you finally recognize that this payoff has been robbing you of joy and momentum, you become empowered to say, no more. Breaking the cycle of negative feelings means refusing to cash in on the small, short-term comfort they offer. It means daring to face what's real, even if it's hard, even if it's messy. When you let go of the payoff, you start to see the bigger picture. You realize there is more for you beyond the comfort of those feelings. This clarity allows you to take steps forward, to pursue your dreams, to live a life that is full and meaningful. Refusing the payoff doesn't mean the struggle will vanish, but it does mean that you're willing to fight for something greater than temporary relief. As you learn to recognize the payoff for what it is, you begin to notice patterns. You see how in moments of weakness or uncertainty, your mind defaults to the easy option: anger, frustration, self-doubt. But knowing these patterns is the key to breaking them. Each time you're tempted to accept the payoff, remember what it's costing you. Remember what you stand to lose by indulging in that comfort, and instead choose the discomfort of growth. Because growth isn't easy, but it's the only path to true freedom. The more you resist the temptation of negativity, the stronger your resolve becomes. With every choice to push through, to stand firm in your worth, you are building resilience, character, and strength. You're teaching yourself that the real payoff is not in surrendering to negative emotions, but in standing strong against them. Little by little, you reclaim the pieces of yourself that were lost to anger, fear, or resentment. And with each small victory, you grow into the person you were always meant to be. Understanding the root cause of negative feelings means looking deeply into the hidden layers of our experiences, tracing them back to where they began. Often we feel anger, disappointment, or sadness without knowing exactly where they come from, and in our rush to avoid discomfort, we leave these emotions unexplored. But to truly break free from their grip, we must go back to their origin, to those first moments when they took hold of us. It's like pulling a weed out of the ground. If we only trim the surface, it grows back stronger. We need to get to the root of it if we want lasting change. Many times, negative feelings stem from old wounds, perhaps a rejection, a failure, or a moment we felt abandoned. These moments shape our perception of ourselves, creating beliefs that can linger for years. Without realizing it, we carry these past experiences like invisible weights, and they seep into our present. They lead us to believe things like "I'm not good enough" or "I always mess up," and these beliefs become the foundation of our negative feelings. To truly release them, we must confront these original hurts and begin the healing process there, where the belief first took root. Identifying the root cause also requires us to be willing to face uncomfortable truths about ourselves. We might realize that some of our anger is actually fear, that our jealousy is insecurity, or that our sadness is rooted in past shame. These realizations can be challenging because they force us to look at parts of ourselves we'd rather ignore. But only by acknowledging these truths can we start to address them. It's a courageous step because it means accepting responsibility for the beliefs we hold and deciding to let go of what no longer serves us. Sometimes the root cause lies in patterns we learned from those around us. Perhaps we grew up in environments where negative emotions were the norm, where criticism was more common than praise, or where fear ruled over freedom. In those cases, negative feelings become part of how we understand ourselves and the world. It takes conscious effort to identify these learned behaviors and decide to change them. Realizing that our reactions are conditioned responses allows us to reclaim our power and choose how we want to respond moving forward. Our inner dialogue plays a huge role in keeping these root causes alive. The things we tell ourselves, often unconsciously, reinforce the old beliefs and keep the wounds fresh. Each time we mentally revisit an old hurt, we give it power. The mind replays scenarios, reinforcing our pain and keeping us in a cycle of negative emotions. Understanding this mental replay allows us to break the loop by choosing a new narrative. By interrupting the story we tell ourselves, we weaken the grip of past pain and begin to free ourselves from its influence. Another part of understanding the root cause is recognizing how we cope with these feelings. Many of us develop avoidance tactics that mask the deeper pain, like overworking, distracting ourselves, or seeking validation outside ourselves. While these coping mechanisms provide temporary relief, they never address the true source of our discomfort. They simply cover it up, allowing it to resurface again and again. When we acknowledge these habits, we can start to replace them with healthier ways of facing our feelings, empowering us to break free from negative cycles. Understanding the root cause also reveals how these feelings have shaped our self-image. Negative emotions often tell us stories about who we are, convincing us that we're not capable, lovable, or worthy. But those stories are just that, stories, often based on a single event or a difficult chapter in our lives. By going back to these origins, we see that these stories aren't the truth, they're simply interpretations that no longer define us. Recognizing this helps us begin to rewrite our self-image with compassion and authenticity. It's essential to realize that the root cause of our feelings is often rooted in unmet needs. Maybe we needed validation, love, or a sense of belonging, and when those needs weren't met, negative feelings took their place. These needs are natural, and by recognizing them, we can finally address them in ways that bring fulfillment instead of frustration. Understanding what we truly need is the key to breaking free from negativity. It empowers us to seek out those needs in healthy ways, giving us control over our emotional well-being. As we uncover the root causes, we also begin to see how these old emotions have limited our potential. Holding on to resentment, for example, might have kept us from trusting others or embracing new experiences. These feelings, born from past pain, act as barriers to the life we truly want. By recognizing them for what they are, protective but outdated mechanisms, we can start to dismantle those barriers. This awareness helps us to reclaim the parts of ourselves that have been held back by negativity and open up to new possibilities. Finally, understanding the root cause allows us to choose a new direction. When we know where our feelings come from, we can consciously decide how to respond rather than reacting out of habit. Instead of being controlled by negative emotions, we gain the power to transform them. This self-awareness becomes the foundation for growth, helping us move forward with intention, resilience, and a renewed sense of freedom. Reclaiming your power is about taking back the control you may have unknowingly given away through doubt, fear, or the habits of negativity that hold you back. It's recognizing that you are stronger than the challenges you faced and the mistakes you've made. Somewhere along the way, life's hardships and disappointments may have convinced you that you're less powerful than you truly are. But reclaiming your power means acknowledging your own inner strength, seeing that you have the resilience, the courage, and the wisdom to rise above any situation. This isn't just about self-confidence, it's about seeing yourself as capable, worthy, and whole, regardless of past setbacks. To reclaim your power, you must first identify the places where it was lost. Often power slips away in small, unnoticeable moments when you let others dictate how you feel about yourself, when you prioritize other people's expectations over your own needs, or when you silence your voice to keep the peace. Each of these moments may feel inconsequential, but over time they add up, slowly chipping away at your sense of agency. To take back your power, you need to acknowledge these patterns and choose to prioritize your well-being, your voice, and your truth. It's a process of stepping back into your own life fully with courage and conviction. Reclaiming your power also involves setting boundaries. Boundaries aren't walls, they're guidelines that define what's acceptable for you and what isn't. They're a way of protecting your peace and respecting your own needs. When you set boundaries, you're not just keeping negativity out, you're creating space for positivity, growth, and fulfillment to thrive. Without boundaries, it's easy to get pulled into the drama and demands of others, leaving little room for your own goals and dreams. By reclaiming this space, you show yourself and others that your time, energy, and well-being are worth protecting. Another aspect of reclaiming your power is learning to let go of self-doubt. Doubt has a way of creeping in, convincing you that you're not capable or that your dreams are out of reach. It can be easy to listen to that voice, to give in to the fear of failure or the worry about what others might think. But reclaiming your power means choosing to trust yourself, even when it feels uncomfortable. It's about looking doubt in the face and saying, I am enough and I have what it takes. This shift is a reminder that no one knows your potential better than you do, and that the belief you place in yourself is one of your most valuable sources of strength. In reclaiming your power, you learn to own your decisions. So often, we feel the need to seek validation from others, waiting for someone else to approve of our choices or tell us we're on the right path. But true power lies in knowing that you don't need anyone else's permission to pursue your dreams or live the life you desire. Owning your decisions is about standing by your choices with confidence and not second-guessing yourself based on other people's opinions. It's a declaration of independence that says, I trust myself to make the best choices for my life. Part of reclaiming your power is understanding that failure and mistakes are not a reflection of your worth. Too often we let past missteps weigh us down, holding on to guilt and regret as if they define who we are. But reclaiming your power means seeing each mistake as a lesson rather than a limit. It's about learning and growing from your experiences without letting them diminish your sense of self. When you can look at failures with compassion, you gain the freedom to try again, to keep moving forward without fear. This shift turns every setback into a stepping stone, allowing you to build a foundation of resilience and self-assurance. Reclaiming your power also means nurturing your own inner voice. In a world full of noise and opinions, it's easy to lose sight of what you truly want, to let others' voices drown out your own. But your inner voice, the one that knows your heart, your dreams, and your desires, is your true guide. Listening to it requires courage, especially when it leads you in a direction that others may not understand. Trusting your inner voice is an act of power, a way of honoring your truth and living authentically. When you commit to hearing and following this voice, you align yourself with a purpose that's uniquely yours. In reclaiming your power, self-compassion becomes a vital practice. It's tempting to be hard on yourself, to believe that you should be stronger or better in some way. But real power doesn't come from perfection, it comes from accepting yourself fully, flaws and all. When you approach yourself with kindness and forgiveness, you create a safe space for growth. Self-compassion allows you to heal, to overcome past wounds, and to step forward with renewed confidence. It reminds you that strength is not about never falling, it's about the courage to get back up, to keep going despite the challenges. Another essential part of reclaiming your power is aligning your actions with your values. When your actions reflect what truly matters to you, you begin to feel a sense of integrity and purpose. This alignment becomes a source of strength because it means that your life reflects who you are at your core. Instead of feeling torn or divided, you operate from a place of unity and clarity. Reclaiming your power through values-based living means choosing to act in ways that honor your deepest beliefs, regardless of external pressures. It's a grounding force that brings confidence and fulfillment. Finally, reclaiming your power is a continual journey of self-awareness and growth. Each day, as you make choices that honor your needs, trust your instincts, and live by your values, you deepen your sense of self and strengthen your resilience. This journey doesn't end with a single decision. It's a daily practice of affirming your worth and embracing your capacity to create change in your life. With each step forward, you reaffirm that you are the author of your story, capable of shaping a life that is both fulfilling and true to who you are. Developing a resilient mindset means cultivating the ability to bounce back from setbacks, to face challenges with strength, and to keep moving forward even when things don't go as planned. Resilience isn't about ignoring difficulties or pretending they don't exist. It's about embracing them and using them as fuel for growth. A resilient mindset is rooted in the belief that no matter what happens, you have the inner resources to handle it. It's a foundation that allows you to face adversity not as a threat, but as an opportunity to become stronger, wiser, and more capable. At the heart of resilience is self-belief, the understanding that you have what it takes to rise above life's obstacles. When you believe in yourself, you create a mental shield that can withstand the toughest of storms. Self-belief doesn't mean that you won't have doubts or moments of fear. It means that deep down you trust in your ability to find a way through. Developing this kind of mindset involves reminding yourself of past challenges you've overcome and drawing on those experiences as proof of your resilience. Each victory, no matter how small, becomes evidence of your strength. Another key to building resilience is adopting a growth mindset, the understanding that you are always capable of learning and evolving. When you view challenges as lessons rather than setbacks, you open yourself up to endless possibilities for improvement. A growth mindset allows you to see failure not as a reflection of your ability, but as a stepping stone toward growth. This perspective helps you stay flexible, adapt to change, and find new ways to succeed. By embracing the idea that you can always learn and improve, you reinforce the belief that no setback is permanent, and that every obstacle is a chance to grow stronger. Resilience is also about staying connected to your purpose and values, especially when life feels uncertain. When you're anchored in what truly matters to you, you gain a sense of direction that can guide you through difficult times. Purpose gives you a reason to keep going, a source of motivation that stays constant even when circumstances change. By reminding yourself of your deeper why, you can draw on a well of strength that keeps you focused, determined, and willing to persevere. Having a clear purpose acts like a compass, helping you navigate challenges with a sense of meaning and intention. Self-compassion is also about understanding that growth is a journey, not a destination. In a world that often values perfection and achievement, it's easy to feel pressure to be constantly improving, always reaching for the next goal. Self-compassion, however, reminds you that progress is not a straight line and that setbacks are part of any meaningful journey. Embracing this understanding allows you to approach yourself with patience and gentleness, recognizing that each step, no matter how small, is still a step forward. When you accept growth as a process, you free yourself from the pressure of perfection, allowing room for mistakes and missteps without judgment. One of the most powerful ways to practice self-compassion is by letting go of comparisons. In a society that often promotes measuring our worth against others, it's easy to feel inadequate or less than. But self-compassion teaches you to honor your own path and recognize your unique journey. When you stop comparing yourself to others, you begin to appreciate your individuality and see the value in your own experiences. Comparison only distracts from the progress you're making. Self-compassion, on the other hand, celebrates your growth and reminds you that you are enough just as you are. Letting go of comparisons opens the door to a more peaceful, grounded sense of self-worth. Embracing self-compassion involves allowing yourself to rest and recharge. In a world that often equates productivity with worth, it can feel challenging to take a break without guilt or self-judgment. Self-compassion acknowledges that you have limits, that rest is essential, and that you deserve moments of calm and rejuvenation. When you prioritize rest, you reinforce the message that your well-being matters, that you are worthy of taking time to care for yourself. Resting becomes a form of self-respect, a way of honoring your body and mind, and recognizing that you are not a machine, but a human being with needs. Practicing self-compassion also means embracing self-acceptance. Self-acceptance is the foundation upon which self-compassion is built. It's the recognition that you are worthy just as you are, without needing to change to meet anyone else's expectations. When you accept yourself, you stop waiting for permission to feel worthy, and instead, you give yourself the validation you may have been seeking from others. Self-acceptance is not about settling or giving up on growth. It's about recognizing that you are valuable at every stage of your journey. By embracing this acceptance, you free yourself from constant self-evaluation and create a nurturing space to grow. Another crucial part of self-compassion is learning to detach your worth from your accomplishments. Society often conditions us to believe that our value is tied to what we achieve, leading us to equate success with self-worth. Self-compassion breaks this cycle by teaching you to appreciate yourself for who you are, not just what you do. This shift allows you to find joy and fulfillment beyond achievements, embracing your inherent worth as a person. When you release the need to prove yourself through accomplishments, you gain a sense of inner peace that cannot be shaken by external circumstances, and you connect with a deeper, more stable form of self-love. Embracing self-compassion involves recognizing and honoring your boundaries. Boundaries are a form of self-respect, a way of acknowledging that your time, energy, and well-being are valuable. When you set boundaries, you communicate to yourself and others that you have limits and that these limits deserve to be honored. Self-compassion helps you establish boundaries without guilt or fear of disappointing others. Setting and maintaining boundaries is an act of self-compassion because it allows you to protect your peace and prioritize what truly matters. By respecting your boundaries, you reinforce the message that your needs are valid and worthy of consideration. Self-compassion encourages you to celebrate yourself, to take pride in your strengths and victories, no matter how small they may seem. Too often, we wait for others to recognize our achievements, or we downplay our own successes out of modesty or fear of appearing boastful. But self-compassion invites you to acknowledge your efforts, to celebrate the ways you've grown and overcome challenges. Celebrating yourself is an act of self-love, a reminder that you are worthy of acknowledgement and appreciation. Each small victory adds to your sense of confidence and reinforces a mindset of kindness, acceptance, and self-empowerment. Setting intentional goals is a powerful way to bring focus and purpose into your life. Intentional goals aren't just about achieving something for the sake of accomplishment. They are about aligning with what truly matters to you, choosing goals that resonate with your values and your vision for your life. When you set goals with intention, you ensure that every step you take is meaningful, rooted in purpose, and directed towards something that fulfills you on a deeper level. Intentional goals are like guiding stars, helping you navigate through life with clarity and purpose, giving your journey direction and meaning. To set intentional goals, you first need to understand what genuinely drives you. Too often, we set goals based on what others expect of us or what society suggests will bring happiness without examining if those goals align with our own desires. This is why intentional goal setting begins with self-reflection. Take time to get clear on your values, passions, and what brings you joy or a sense of fulfillment. By tuning into your true motivations, you can set goals that reflect your unique path and avoid the trap of chasing after goals that don't actually bring you any closer to happiness or personal satisfaction. Intentional goals require you to define your why, the deeper reason behind each goal. Your why is the fuel that keeps you going, especially when challenges arise. Without a strong why, goals can start to feel hollow, making it harder to stay committed when things get tough. By identifying the purpose behind your goals, you create a strong foundation that helps you remain focused, even when obstacles stand in your way. When you know your why, you're not just working toward an outcome, you're also embracing the journey as a meaningful part of your growth and development. Another important aspect of setting intentional goals is to make them realistic and achievable. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of a new goal and set your sights high, but intentional goals require balance between ambition and practicality. Setting achievable goals doesn't mean limiting yourself, it means acknowledging your current circumstances, resources, and abilities. When you set goals that are challenging but attainable, you create a path that allows you to succeed without overwhelming yourself. Achievable goals help you build momentum, as each small success reinforces your confidence and strengthens your commitment to your larger vision. Intentional goals are also specific and clearly defined. Vague goals like be healthier or be more successful lack direction and are hard to measure. Intentional goals are precise and include concrete steps and timelines, which make it easier to track your progress and stay motivated. Instead of setting a broad goal, break it down into smaller, actionable steps that move you closer to your ultimate aim. Clear, specific goals give you a roadmap to follow, allowing you to see exactly where you're headed and how each action contributes to your overall success. This specificity brings focus and accountability into your goal-setting process. Setting intentional goals involves embracing flexibility and adapting to changes along the way. Life is unpredictable, and rigid goals can sometimes feel like a burden rather than a source of inspiration. When you set goals with intention, you allow yourself the freedom to adjust as needed without losing sight of your core purpose. Flexibility is not about abandoning your goals, it's about recognizing when adjustments are necessary to stay aligned with your values and priorities. This adaptability allows you to stay committed to your journey even when circumstances shift, ensuring that your goals remain relevant and meaningful over time. Intentional goal setting also requires patience and persistence. Achieving meaningful goals is rarely a quick or easy process. It often involves steady effort and commitment over time. Intentional goals remind you that growth and success are gradual, that progress often happens in small, consistent steps rather than big leaps. Patience helps you appreciate the process, teaching you to value the lessons learned along the way rather than focusing solely on the end result. Persistence, on the other hand, keeps you moving forward, reinforcing your dedication to your goals even when progress feels slow or obstacles arise. Accountability is another vital component of setting intentional goals. When you hold yourself accountable, you create a system of checks and balances that keeps you on track. Accountability can mean setting regular check-ins with yourself, tracking your progress, or even sharing your goals with a friend or mentor who can offer support and encouragement. By holding yourself accountable, you create a structure that helps you stay disciplined and focused. This accountability doesn't just push you to achieve your goals, it also strengthens your self-trust, as each step you take reinforces your commitment to living with purpose and integrity. Setting intentional goals often involves a mindset shift from focusing solely on the outcome to appreciating the journey. While the destination matters, intentional goal setting is as much about who you become in the process as it is about what you achieve. This journey-oriented perspective allows you to value the personal growth, the resilience, and the lessons that come from working toward your goals. When you focus on the journey, you reduce pressure on the end result, making the process more enjoyable and fulfilling. This approach helps you see setbacks as learning opportunities rather than failures, deepening your sense of purpose. Finally, setting intentional goals means celebrating each milestone along the way. Success isn't only found in the completion of a goal, it's also in every step, every small victory that brings you closer to your vision. Celebrating these achievements reinforces your motivation and reminds you of the progress you're making, building momentum and positivity. Each milestone serves as a reminder that you are capable, resilient, and committed to living intentionally. By honoring your efforts and recognizing the progress you make, you create a sense of fulfillment that lasts beyond the achievement of any one goal, fostering a lasting sense of purpose and satisfaction. Creating an environment of support is essential for personal growth, well-being, and resilience. It's about cultivating spaces physically, emotionally, and mentally where you feel safe, understood, and encouraged. A supportive environment enables you to take risks, pursue your passions, and reach out for help when needed. This kind of environment doesn't just happen by accident. It requires intentionality in choosing people, setting boundaries, and nurturing positive interactions. When you create an environment of support, you're building a foundation that strengthens you in challenging times and helps you thrive in all areas of your life. One of the first steps in creating a supportive environment is surrounding yourself with positive influences. The people you allow into your inner circle have a profound impact on your mindset, motivation, and emotional health. Choose friends, mentors, and colleagues who uplift, inspire, and encourage you. These are people who celebrate your successes, support your goals, and stand by you during tough times. By surrounding yourself with individuals who genuinely care about your well-being, you build a circle of trust that empowers you to grow. Positive influences create an atmosphere that reinforces your confidence, resilience, and determination. A supportive environment is also built on open communication. Open communication fosters trust and understanding, allowing you to express yourself freely without fear of judgment. When you can openly share your thoughts, feelings, and aspirations, you create a space for authentic connections to flourish. In supportive environments, people listen to each other without interrupting or imposing their opinions, allowing each person's voice to be heard and respected. This openness leads to deeper connections and helps resolve misunderstandings before they turn into larger conflicts. Open communication fosters mutual respect, making everyone feel valued and supported in their unique journey. Creating a supportive environment involves setting boundaries that protect your well-being. Boundaries are essential for maintaining healthy relationships and ensuring that your energy isn't drained by negativity or conflict. Establishing clear boundaries helps others understand what you need to feel safe and respected. This could mean limiting time with people who bring negativity into your life or setting specific times for rest and self-care. Boundaries are not about shutting people out. They're about creating a balanced space where you can engage with others while still taking care of yourself. In a supportive environment, boundaries are respected, allowing everyone to thrive without overextending themselves. Encouraging growth and learning is another key aspect of a supportive environment. In spaces that foster support, individuals are encouraged to pursue their passions, develop new skills, and learn from mistakes without fear of failure. A growth-oriented environment is one where curiosity is welcomed, where people feel safe to step out of their comfort zones and explore new possibilities. In these environments, challenges are seen as opportunities for learning, not reasons to criticize. By fostering a culture of growth, you create an atmosphere that inspires everyone to continuously improve, to be open to new experiences, and to expand their horizons. Another essential element of a supportive environment is practicing empathy. Empathy means putting yourself in others' shoes and understanding their perspectives without judgment. In a supportive space, people are encouraged to listen with compassion, recognizing that each person's experiences and feelings are valid. Empathy allows for genuine connections, as it bridges the gap between different viewpoints and builds trust. When you practice empathy, you create an atmosphere where people feel seen and understood, a place where they can be vulnerable and honest. Empathy strengthens relationships and creates a culture of mutual respect, helping everyone feel valued and appreciated. A supportive environment also values encouragement over criticism. Constructive feedback is essential for growth. but constant criticism can discourage people and make them doubt their abilities. In supportive environments, feedback is offered in a way that builds confidence and motivation, highlighting strengths while gently addressing areas for improvement. Encouragement reinforces people's belief in themselves and their potential. By focusing on encouragement, you create an atmosphere that fuels self-confidence and inspires others to keep moving forward. Positive reinforcement creates a sense of belonging where people feel that their efforts are recognized and appreciated. Creating an environment of support involves celebrating each person's unique contributions and strengths. In a supportive space, diversity is valued and everyone's individuality is celebrated. Recognizing each person's talents, skills, and perspectives fosters a sense of belonging and acceptance. Celebrating individuality helps people feel appreciated and respected for who they are. When everyone's strengths are acknowledged, it builds a community where people can freely express themselves and contribute in ways that align with their unique abilities. This appreciation for diversity strengthens bonds and creates a vibrant, inclusive environment that encourages everyone to shine. Another key aspect of a supportive environment is fostering resiliency in the face of challenges. Life inevitably brings setbacks, but in a supportive space, people are encouraged to see these as opportunities for growth. Resilience is built when people are reminded of their strengths and encouraged to keep going despite difficulties. In supportive environments, challenges are met with compassion and understanding, helping individuals bounce back with confidence. A resilient environment fosters a mindset of perseverance, where setbacks are viewed as stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks. This resilience strengthens both individuals and the collective group, creating a foundation for long-term success and well-being. Self-care and well-being are prioritized in supportive environments, emphasizing the importance of mental, physical, and emotional health. Supportive spaces encourage individuals to take care of themselves without guilt or shame. This might mean taking breaks, setting time aside for hobbies, or simply creating quiet moments for reflection and rest. By prioritizing self-care, a supportive environment reinforces the message that well-being is essential for sustainable growth and success. When self-care is valued, people feel more energized, focused, and prepared to face challenges. Prioritizing well-being creates a balanced space where people can thrive and feel supported in every aspect of their lives. Lastly, creating an environment of support is an ongoing process that requires intentionality and commitment. It's about continually nurturing the relationships and spaces that encourage growth, resilience, and mutual respect. Supportive environments aren't static, they evolve and adapt based on the needs of the people within them. By consistently putting in the effort to create and maintain a supportive atmosphere, you build a space where everyone feels valued, empowered, and motivated to be their best selves. This commitment to support fosters a culture of positivity and inclusivity, creating a strong foundation that enriches everyone's life and well-being. Forgiving ourselves is just as essential as forgiving others. Many of us carry guilt or shame for past choices, mistakes, or moments we wish we could change. This self-blame keeps us stuck, replaying scenarios in our minds and feeling unworthy of peace. By practicing self-forgiveness, we allow ourselves to grow beyond these moments, to see that we are not defined by any single decision or action. This practice is freeing as it enables us to fully accept ourselves, flaws and all, and to live in the present rather than dwelling on past regrets. Forgiveness also opens the door to renewed relationships. When we let go of resentment, we make room for reconciliation, for conversations that may have once felt impossible. It gives us the courage to address misunderstandings, to bridge gaps, and to build connections that were previously fractured. Even if full reconciliation isn't possible, forgiving still allows us to interact with others from a place of peace rather than defensiveness. This creates opportunities for healthier and more fulfilling relationships, both old and new. Choosing to forgive allows us to break free from patterns of negativity. Holding on to anger or hurt often becomes a habit, influencing our reactions and responses to new situations. By forgiving, we start to see the world through a new lens, one that is not clouded by past pain. This clarity helps us make better decisions, to approach life with optimism rather than caution, and to allow joy to re-enter our lives. Forgiveness is a gateway to this shift in perspective, allowing us to be more open to the possibilities and experiences that life has to offer. The power of forgiveness also lies in its ability to foster resilience. When we forgive, we strengthen our ability to face adversity with grace, to rise above situations that once held us down. This resilience becomes a part of who we are, enabling us to handle future challenges with confidence and inner peace. Forgiveness in this way is a skill that builds over time, one that equips us to handle life's ups and downs with a greater sense of balance and strength. In the end, forgiveness is about reclaiming our lives. It's about deciding that we will no longer be prisoners of past hurts, that we deserve peace, happiness, and fulfillment. By choosing forgiveness, we choose freedom. We choose to live fully in the present without the weight of yesterday holding us back. We embrace the possibility of joy, connection, and growth, unburdened by the actions of others, liberated to create a future defined by our own choices. Finding purpose through passion is a journey that begins with a spark, that initial feeling of excitement and curiosity towards something that feels uniquely ours. Passion isn't just a fleeting interest or hobby, it's a profound connection to something that stirs our souls, something that brings joy and meaning. When we follow that spark, we begin to uncover our purpose, the deeper reason for why we do what we do. This connection to purpose can transform our lives, giving us a sense of direction and fulfillment that goes beyond day-to-day routine. It's a reminder that we're here for a reason, that there's something we are uniquely meant to contribute to the world. Passion is what breathes life into purpose. Purpose alone can sometimes feel abstract or daunting, but passion makes it tangible, something we can feel in our hearts. When we're passionate about something, we're willing to put in the time and effort to face challenges and to push through setbacks. This drive comes from the joy and fulfillment that passion brings, and it sustains us on the path toward purpose even when obstacles arise. Passion turns purpose from an idea into something we are actively living, something that feels real and achievable. The journey to finding purpose through passion often starts with curiosity, that natural desire to explore what excites us. Following curiosity is like taking small steps on a path that reveals itself one step at a time. When we allow ourselves to explore without judgment or expectation, we give ourselves the freedom to discover what truly resonates. This exploration might lead us to unexpected places, helping us to uncover hidden talents, interests, and dreams. It's in these moments of curiosity that passion begins to form, and it's through nurturing this passion that purpose starts to emerge. Finding purpose through passion also invites us to connect with our values. What we're passionate about often aligns with what matters most to us, whether it's creativity, helping others, learning, or creating change. By paying attention to what lights us up and reflecting on the values that drive us, we begin to understand what gives our lives meaning. These values become a compass, guiding us toward a purpose that not only fulfills us personally, but also contributes to the world in a meaningful way. When passion aligns with values, we create a purpose that feels authentic and deeply satisfying. Living a purpose-driven life fueled by passion gives us resilience. When challenges arise, as they inevitably will, our passion helps us to stay grounded, to remember why we started in the first place. Purpose gives us the strength to overcome obstacles because it's not just about achieving an outcome, it's about living a life that feels true to who we are. When we feel a deep sense of purpose, setbacks don't deter us. Instead, they become opportunities to learn and grow. This resilience is one of the gifts that passion and purpose bring, empowering us to keep moving forward, even when the path isn't easy. Pursuing passion also connects us with like-minded people who share similar interests and values. When we're engaged in something we love, we naturally attract others who feel the same way. This sense of community provides support, encouragement, and inspiration, reminding us that we're not alone on our journey. These connections can lead to collaborations, friendships, and mentorships that further enrich our lives. Finding purpose through passion not only fulfills us individually, but also brings us into communities where we can share our journey and grow together. Purpose driven by passion encourages us to keep evolving. As we grow, our passions and interests might change, and that's a natural part of the journey. Staying connected to what excites us allows our purpose to evolve along with us, creating space for new passions to emerge and deepen. This flexibility keeps life vibrant and dynamic, reminding us that purpose is not a fixed destination, but a continually unfolding path. Each stage of life can bring new discoveries, new passions, and new ways of contributing that keep our purpose alive and meaningful. Through passion, we find the motivation to go beyond ourselves to make an impact in ways that matter. When we feel purposeful, we're driven to create, to give, and to leave something of value behind. This desire to make a difference is a natural extension of purpose, a way of using our passion to bring positivity and change into the lives of others. Whether it's through art, innovation, service, or leadership, passion inspires us to reach beyond personal fulfillment and to make a meaningful contribution to the world. Finding purpose through passion gives us a sense of identity, a way to understand who we are and what we're here to do. This sense of identity is empowering because it grounds us in something that feels real and significant. We know that we're not just going through the motions, but are actively creating a life that reflects our true selves. This alignment between who we are and what we do brings a sense of inner peace and confidence, a feeling that we are exactly where we're meant to be, doing what we're meant to do. In the end, the journey of finding purpose through passion is one that fills our lives with meaning, joy, and a sense of fulfillment that can't be found anywhere else. It transforms how we see the world, how we spend our time, and how we connect with others. Passion gives us the courage to pursue our dreams, the resilience to overcome setbacks, and the joy of living a life that feels true to our deepest selves. It's a journey of discovery, growth, and contribution, one that brings us closer to the person we were always meant to be. Surrounding yourself with positivity is one of the most transformative choices you can make on the journey toward a fulfilling and resilient life. Positivity isn't just about avoiding negativity, it's about actively choosing an environment, mindset, and relationships that uplift and empower you. When we surround ourselves with positive energy, we create a space that encourages growth, self-acceptance, and possibility. This shift in environment and mindset impacts everything we do, from our relationships to our goals, infusing each part of life with a renewed sense of purpose and joy. Positive people play a crucial role in our lives by modeling optimism, resilience, and compassion. When we connect with those who encourage us and genuinely wish for our success, we feel supported and understood. Their kindness and optimism remind us that even in difficult times, there's a light to be found. Positive people don't ignore challenges, they face them with the belief that things can and will get better. This kind of attitude is infectious, reminding us to believe in ourselves and to approach life with a hopeful outlook. Cultivating a positive environment also means filling our spaces with inspiration. Whether it's through motivational books, uplifting music, or art that speaks to our hearts, our surroundings can act as a constant reminder of what's possible. A positive environment doesn't need to be extravagant or perfect, it just needs to reflect the energy we want to invite into our lives. When we intentionally fill our spaces with things that inspire, we reinforce a mindset that embraces growth, joy, and resilience, setting the stage for a daily life that's grounded in positivity.